Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, what's going on? This your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Before we start, let me make sure I think everything is good. I got some new headphones on, so it sounds a little funny. Don't know if... Hold on. Yeah. So it's just the headphones sounding funny, so I'm gonna just go back to my regular guys. Anyway, man, what's going on? It's your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. And this is your boy SL550. Before we start, man, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. Man, it's been a minute since I have went live, and it's because I've been helping my wife build up her nail studio. She got a nail tech studio. She does nails, and she wanted to liven it up, so I helped her. We put some walls up and all of this stuff. Anyway, it was a fun project. It took me a little while to do it, but also I just been busy with work and other things too. But I've been wanting to go live, man, because there's been so much going on in the world, bro, and it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's kind of bothering me, because I'm just seeing this strong push for this um war against Islam, bro. That's all it is. And and you just know that Israel's behind all of this, dog. Like you just see it, man. When you watch what's going on and you see all of these guys, the one thing they all have in common, right? All of them, LV Nation, Brian Maxwell, Officer Tatum, all of these guys that I respect as podcasters that do their thing. They give the information, right? They're true Americans. I'm an American also. But the difference is these guys know nothing about Islam whatsoever. They know nothing. They've been manipulated forever about Islam. I've even seen people go on the street and do like, one of them social experiments where they ask the question. I think they asked the question of, when you hear Islam or Muslims, what do you think of? And most Americans say terrorists because that's what you've been programmed to think forever since I was a kid. The government, the American government associates Islam and Muslims with being terrorists. It's just what it is, bro. And all of these people who speak on Islam know nothing about it. They don't know nothing about it whatsoever. You ask them if they ever read the Quran, they'll tell you no. I guarantee it because they know nothing. And I know this because of what they talk about, right? And it's sad, bro. It really is, man. Because because Christians, believe it or not, if you read the Quran, if you read the Bible, have more in common with each other than the Jews over there in Israel who have America doing the things that they're doing. Because this ain't what America is not doing this because they feel as though Iran is a threat and all of this stuff. Nah, bro. This is strictly coming from Israel, bro. And I'm just being honest, bro. We've seen this same old playbook, right? With this guy, Bibi Netanyahu. And I want to play a couple clips before we get into the one with, because I want to get into LV Nation had a clip. And RJ Talks, I think he brushed up on it a little bit, but he also was talking about the SAVE Act, so we'll get into that too. But I wanted to just play a few clips from this guy, Bibi Netanyahu, going all the way back to the 90s, bro. All right. So let's get into it, man. We're going to get straight into this, bro, because this stuff is getting out of control.
I ain't never heard her say nothing.
Hold on, man. They done switch my joint all up. Hold on, let's go on the other screen. All right, let's play this. Come on, go down.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. The nuclear armed Saddam will place the security of our entire world at risk. And make no mistake about it, if and once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. There is no question.
Okay, so that was one clip from when they was, manipulating America to go ahead and go to Iraq, right? And they did it because that's what we do. Dumb shit. So let's get into this next joint. Hold on. Why didn't that go away? Oh, my bad. Hold on. My bad. All right, so let's get into this next one. So this is nothing new with this guy, bro.
Want to talk of war, but no less than Shimon Peres has said that the appearance is that Israel is trying to push the United States into war. And there's a report out of Jerusalem that Israel is demanding a commitment from the United States that America put an end to the Iraqi military threat.
I don't know about these reports. I do know what our policy is. We share, in fact, the policy with the United States. Because, you see, what is threatened by Iraq is not just Israel. Everybody is threatened by Iraq. If Saddam Hussein maintains, if he devours that prey and keeps it, he will go after other prey. If he gets out of Kuwait but remains with his war machine intact, who can say that tomorrow or a year or two from now, he won't turn on some other target? It may not be Israel. It may be somebody else in the region. It could be Turkey. It could be Saudi Arabia again. It could be anyone. So the question is really, how do we neutralize the threat posed by this vast war machine that Iraq has in the wake of the Gulf crisis?
Are you denying that Foreign Minister Levy translated a message to U.S. Ambassador Brown that in effect asked for a U.S. commitment to end the Iraqi military threat?
Well, I don't get into diplomatic conversations, but I think I've stated our policy, and I think it's very much your policy. That is, the question is really, how do we ensure that these weapons of destruction, these missiles, these chemical weapons, the nuclear program that is fast accelerating in Iraq, that these do not pose a threat in the aftermath of the crisis, assuming he gets out of Kuwait. This is an issue for the entire international community. And again, if this can be done by peaceful means, we support it.
How concerned are you?
This guy is a fucking liar. We support it. Yeah, okay. Yo, this dude is crazy, bro. Seriously, man. So let's go over here. So this guy has been pushing the same old playbook for years, bro. For years. Using the United States military to do its bidding, right? I don't know what hole, because it's not even just Trump, right? This is the one thing that I disagree with Trump on, right? That I don't like that he's doing, that he's just like every other president, though. It's something that's going on that we don't know about, but a lot of people do. We've seen it, even with college students. That's why Charlie Kirk was a threat, because Charlie Kirk was touching the college students, right? He was, and the one thing that Charlie Kirk said that, because he had the support of college students, but the one thing that they wouldn't bite on was Israel, bro. Was Israel. We've seen young kids even saying, all these Congress people have APAC guys and things like that, right? So we know that Israel has their, foot on America's neck. However, whatever it is, money, I don't know. But we do know that they have major influence in America, bro. They have politicians. How many politicians have we seen? I've seen some stand up and say, you took APAC money. I don't support any Congress people who took APAC money. So for them to say that, that means that that's not a good thing. If you're getting APAC money, meaning you're getting support as a politician from APAC, it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. You feel what I'm saying? So if it's not a good look, then what does that say about APAC, which is what? Israel, right? And then they keep coming with the same playbook, talking about how all of these Muslim countries have nuclear capabilities and whatnot, but when it comes to their own, they don't want to disclose that. They're not disclosing theirs though. You know what I'm saying? It's so much with this. It's crazy, bro. It just pisses me off because, excuse my language, because not just because I'm Muslim, but because they just don't know. You got a bunch of ignorant people who don't know nothing about the religion, how beautiful the religion is, and how wrong they are. It's just like, first of all, I've said this plenty of times on the show. When it comes to, extremists, that's in every religion around the globe. You have extreme Muslims, you have extreme Christians, extreme Jews, you have extremists all around the globe who have power and influence, and they're the reasons why we're even in these things that we're in now. Because they're extremists, bro. This dude, you telling me this dude on the screen isn't an extremist? Come on, bro. Stop. He was already charged with war crimes. Bro. This dude is crazy. So this is the recent call for America and the military to come to its aid.
The reason that we had to act now is because they were, after we hit their nuclear sites and their ballistic missiles program, you'd think they learned a lesson. But they didn't.
But they did.
Because they're unreformable. They're
unreformable.
Totally fanatic.
They hit the, so listen to what he says, bro. Let's go back. Yo, you can't make this up, bro. You cannot. Listen to what this guy
The
said.
reason that we had to act now is because they were, after we hit their nuclear sites.
After we hit their nuclear sites. They already hit the nuclear sites. But what?
And their ballistic missiles program. You'd think they learned a lesson.
You would think they learned a lesson.
But they didn't. Because they're unreformable. They're totally fanatic about this, about the goal of destroying America. So they started building new sites.
So you see that? You see the gaslighting? You know what I mean? The total reformable, their mission to destroy America. Yeah, this guy is crazy, bro. This guy is crazy, bro. Can't make this up, bro.
Underground bunkers that would make their ballistic missile program and their atomic bomb program immune within months. If no action was taken now, no action could be taken in the future. And then they could target America, they could blackmail America, they could threaten us and threaten everyone in between. So action had to be taken, and you needed a resolute president like Donald J. Trump to take that action. This is going to be a quick and decisive action, and we're going to create the conditions, first for the Iranian people to get control of their destiny, to form their own democratically elected government, which will make Iran a different Iran altogether. We had to take the...
So that's all it's about. It's about control, right? They want to be able to change regimes over there and control it. And we see that the people and listen, I'm not saying that the guy that the president of Iran, whatever they call him, the king or whatever, I'm not saying that this guy is a good person. I'm not saying that he didn't do bad things over there. We see that the Iranian people are celebrating. So, obviously this was like a good thing in a sense, right? What makes me mad is the fact that you got all of these people out here, and then I see all of these little videos. Like you seen the one where the guy had on property of what it say, property of a law, right? And then you got these. I'm gonna show this video with LV Nation where these two young dudes out there screaming Allahu Akbar. Come, bro, it's a joke. It's programming. These people are paid just like all of these people that paid protesters against Donald Trump, bro. These people, it's all propaganda. Because they need the American people to be on their side so they can continue to do what they're doing. That's all it's about. That's why that's why BB was going hard saying that they need to control TikTok, right? They need to control TikTok and social media and what's being put out there because they need the narrative to be Islam is bad, Muslims are bad, Muslims are terrorists, and that's just far from the truth, bro. It's just one big lie, bro. You know, I support Donald Trump, right? I fuck with Donald Trump. But this is one thing I don't support him on, bro. I just don't. You know, because we've seen it before and we've seen actual military people when they went to Afghanistan. And a lot of them have came out and said how the first clip I played of Bibi Netanyahu claiming they have weapons of mass destruction, that it was a big lie. It was a big lie. So if it's a big lie then, which makes it a big truth now? Come on, it's the same old playbook. All it is that he's older now. It's the same thing. You hit the nuclear sites, but within months, these guys were able to, you know, build back up in the underground bunkers and all of this stuff, bro. This stuff is crazy. Stuff is crazy, bro. Meanwhile, this dude in his country isn't allowed to disclose anything, you know? So who's really the threat? That's the thing. Who's really the threat? Who's really going to be doing the blackmailing, right? There's that, you know what I'm saying? You see the stuff with Jeffrey Epstein. They're saying that he was a Mossad agent and all of this stuff, and he was obviously blackmailing Bill Clinton, George Bush, and all of these presidents over here. So come on, who's the real threat, bruh? Who's the real threat? That's what I want to know. These people are crazy, bro. That's why I say, bro, this stuff is way bigger than we would ever know. You know, that's why you got guys like Alex Jones, what's the guy named N.G.L.A, Dan Bilzerian, you know, who speak out against this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And because they know it's bullshit, bro. They know who the real criminals are in this shit, bro. They know. I had a clip actually. Let me try to see if I can pull it up. I actually played it on here before when Dan Bilzerian was not necessarily debating, but he was going. I think he was on PBD's doing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. He was on PBD podcast. I think he was on PBD. Let me see. Oh shit. Yeah, he was on PBD podcast. I want to try to see if I can find that clip though. I think it's this one. All right, let's see if I can put. Let me see. So hold on. Before we do that, let's see what else he has to say.
Action now, and we did. Otherwise, the Iranian mass murder regime would have immunity from future action. But we are creating, America and Israel together are creating the conditions for them to do so. I think that if we go through what we plan to do, I think it will create conditions for peace. This is not an endless war. This is, in fact, something that will usher in an era of peace that we haven't even dreamed of. The reason...
You know this dude is lying. They just claimed that they wanted peace not too long ago. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff is garbage, bro. This dude is the real devil. One of them. Minimum. Let me see. Let's see if I can play this clip real quick. Matter of fact, let me see. This dude is crazy, bro. I just find it hilarious when let me see.
You ask like what the solution is. I mean, why is Israel even an ally? I mean, why when they shot down a civilian plane did we just say that's fine? But when Russia did it,
you mean a ship? The UN
no, they shot down a commercial airliner that flew over their airspace that had civilians in it. When Russia did that, that was an act of war. Why is there a double standard?
Why do you think?
because they control our fucking government. I already said it.
But again,
why do you think?
Well, I mean, if you want to find out like what the first thing would happen for this to be stopped, again, solution oriented. If we say what's the first thing, you know what the first thing is? If we stop lobbying, half the shit stops.
Right. And that's another thing too. And I agree with that, is that we need to stop lobbying, period. Money needs to be taken out of the government, bro. It needs to, because then everybody could just be paid, and this is why you have a lot of this stuff going on, because most of these politicians and people within the government, you got some with dual citizenship, which dual citizenship itself isn't a bad thing, but being in the government and having dual citizenship is terrible. I mean, how could you have dual citizenship with Israel and then with America? You can't have allegiance to both. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? So you have people within inside of the government who has dual citizenship, crazy, and then you just, bro. This is when he says that we're looking for peace. It's a lie, bro. You gotta understand, bro. This is really a religious war too. This is really like a holy war type of thing. Like, this is you can see it going on. Like, you see so much online now, and obviously you see a lot more now because we have access to social media and whatnot. So the information is so rapid, and you know what I mean. So yeah, you're gonna see more of it, but you just see the push of just whole Christianity against Islam thing, and then the Jews are in the background. They're not in the forefront. You always see Islam versus Christianity. Which is true, which is true, and then you got these guys in the background who are pushing for all of this negativity, right? And they're not even like, has nothing to do with the United States, bro. It's just so much clown shit. Now this dude right here, right? This dude is named Sam Shimon, right? This dude is a clown. He's a Christian. I don't know what he is, but he claims to be Christian. Um, so like I said, I'm Muslim. One of the brothers I follow, his name is Uthman Ibn Farouk. He's supposed to go on the PBD podcast, following Sham Shimon going on there, just to criticize Islam. This is how much of a clown most of these people are that claim to be Christian. Is because they're not trying to push Christianity, right? They're not out here. Most of these people that you see, they're not pushing Christianity. They're not trying to push people and call people to Christianity. What they're doing is just trying to disprove Islam. Most of them, Sam Shimon, uh, uh, I'm not calling him God at all, but Logic, let's just, whatever. Logic, the dude Logic, something Logic, not calling him that, but and then this guy, who else? It's a bunch of them. He was on David Wood. David Wood was on debating with this guy right here, right? Because he's supposed to be the Grand Wizard of Christianity, right? They went to San Diego to Uthman Ibn Farouk's table where he gives dawah, I think on Sundays out in San Diego. Him, David Wood, and somebody else, I forget his name, came to debate Uthman Ibn Farouk. This guy right here, Sam Shimon, just sat there the whole time. He was supposed to be the Grand Wizard. He kind of made the guy David Wood look bad when he was basically the only one there, kind of debating, going back and forth with Uthman. And this guy was just in the background, didn't want to debate. He claims that, he wants to debate Uthman all the time. It never happens. But when you see most of my thing is this, bro. I've seen Uthman debate a lot of Christians. I've never seen any Christian walk away winning the debate. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being biased or anything, bro. I was born Christian. I was raised Christian. We wasn't really religious like that growing up. I've been to church and all of them things. But as a grown man, seeking truth, right? Because that's what it's about, seeking the truth. So when you're seeking the truth, you read. I've read the Torah, the Talmud. I've read the Quran, the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like I'm a scholar, because I'm not. I'm a student of knowledge. But at the same time, in the end of my, not the end of my journey, but during the journey, I came across the Quran, Islam, studied it, and this is what I feel, for me, is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether you agree with that or not, that's totally up to you. Everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe. But most of these people that are on here that speak on Islam know nothing about it, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. And I know this because of things that they say, right? The things that they say. And more importantly, bro, most of these people are just massively disrespectful, bro. Massively. A lot of these Christians, bro, they get smoked in debates. They don't have no real comebacks. They get mad, angry. Go watch some of the debates. Go to the One Message Foundation. Because people like God Logic, right? That's what he calls himself. Yeah, and Sam Shimon and these dudes, they go and debate people, but they clip it up and all of that stuff. But go to One Message Foundation if you really want to watch a good brother speak on Islam and Christianity and things like that. You'll never see him disrespect Christianity. You'll never see him disrespect Jesus. You'll never see him, peace be upon him. You'll never see him disrespect any of the prophets. You know what I'm saying? But you'll see Christians disrespect the Prophet Muhammad. You'll see Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You'll see them disrespect, you know, um, the Quran. I've seen them step on the Quran. I've seen the dude David Wood take out pages of the Quran, stuff that Muslims just wouldn't do to the Bible. You know what I mean? Because we have actual, respect. Even if we don't follow Christianity, we still respect the religion and people's, I mean, it's just crazy, but it just makes me mad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, let's get into this next segment with LV Nation.
No, it is real Islam because of the stage in which Muslims are now. If you want to see this paradigm played out, look the different areas of the world, see if the Muslims are the majority or not. If they are, it'll be stage 3. If they have a large number, stage 2. So in America, what stage would they be implementing?
One-ish.
One-ish, right? Getting to 2, right?
Yep.
No, but he assaulted a police officer. He assaulted a police officer. He didn't throw the cocktail, but he punched the officer in the head. Get up!
Does someone have your emergency contact?
How in the world did we get here in New York City and in Texas? You'll know exactly what I mean by the Islamification of the West.
Introduced legislation in Congress to take away the tax status for care. I introduced legislation to pause all immigration until we've gotten our house in order to stop what is happening to this great country and this great state. To be very clear, when you talk to the experts, the Muslim Brotherhood has a specific plan to Islamify the state of Texas. You're seeing it unfold in Dallas-Fort Worth right now.
So I want to speak on that too, because I'm in agreement with one of the brothers that I showed on here before, who was talking about when it comes to he was like saying basically like we Muslims have our own uh you know home basically, where we could go to, which there's multiple Muslim countries that Muslims can go to, right? I'm all for it. Like, I'm from America. I more than likely will die here. Who knows? I don't know. But, you can't come to a country who is, Christian, mainly, and try to change it. It's not going to happen. So I'm not in agreement with that. You know what I'm saying? If you Muslim, cool. I believe that Christians here in America should respect the religion. It's nothing wrong with having a mosque somewhere. But trying to take over, like, kind of like what they're doing in Dearborn, Michigan, and things like that. I'm not in agreement with that, because at the end of the day, that doesn't. It's not going to sit right with people. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? People believe in what they believe in. It is what it is. So trying to change America in that way, I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. But I also wanted to say too, right? This is what they really, really afraid of, to be honest with you. It says I Google the population of of Muslims, right? And it says the global Muslim population is approximately 2 billion, making up over 25% of the world's population and marking it as the fastest growing major religion. Muslims are the second largest religious group, with over 60 living in the Asia Pacific region. Indonesia has the largest population, following Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, right? Not America. It's not, so when they say that Islam is the biggest threat, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, Muslims, this is what they're really afraid of is that Islam, the truth, that's what I believe. Whether you believe that or not, that's truly up to you, and there's nothing wrong with your belief system. Everybody believes what they believe in, and you're entitled to that. But this is why, because, you know, at the end of the day, bro, the truth is gonna be the truth. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen? But all I know is this is what they're afraid of, is that it's growing, and it's not growing just among minorities. You got all types of people around the world. This is what made Malcolm X, find the truth. He went where? He went to Mecca, and he seen that there were white people, there were black, there were dark, there were all shades of Asian people who were Muslim, and he realized that he was lied to about Islam, and that he wasn't following the truth. You know what I'm saying? And then this is what they're afraid of, bro. You know, you understand. And people also misconstrue too. Before we get back to the video, because they'll say, Islam is without the Bible there is no Islam or whatever. But what people fail to realize that, like I said, I don't claim to be a scholar. I'm a student. I'm a student. I'm out here learning like everybody else, right? When it comes to all things, I read the Bible too. But the Quran is the last revelation. That's what people misconstrue. Like, that's why they be like, well, the Quran came after the Bible and this and that and the third. Yeah, and that's because all the books before that have been tampered with. That's the whole point of it being the last revelation. You know what I'm saying? So, my thing is this: I respect anybody who actually takes the time to learn, right? Like, I'm not going to speak on something as if, oh, that's garbage, or that, you shouldn't read this or watch this, and I never watched it. Who am I to tell you not to? Just because I believe something and I'm firm on it, fine. But you can't sit there and be like, oh, you shouldn't follow that because that's wrong, and you never even read it, looked into it whatsoever. You know, in the age of information, you don't even have to read the Quran. You can literally watch videos of and that's why I tell people, bro, just do information, bro, because you're being lied to on a regular basis, bro. Just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to this video.
There are no-go zones where women don't want to go here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There are people that are listening to prayer calls. We are having to deal with a massive change in our culture because we haven't recognized that there is a war being carried against us. If you're Attorney General, you have enormous power to follow the money. And as Attorney General, I will go after the 600 plus organizations that are advancing Sharia, undermining Western civilization, using the full power of
This is something that a lot of Christians have been worried about for a very long time. But let's go directly into what's going on in New York City today and what actually happened. So, breaking chaos in New York City because there was an anti-Muslim protest. Now, why was there a protest in New York City that was called an anti-Muslim protest? Well, I'll show you exactly why. Because just less than 24 hours ago in New York City, they were holding a vigil. Now, this isn't just leftists. This is also a bunch of Muslims and a bunch of white progressives who believe that Islam is better than Christianity. So they're inviting all of this in. They're inviting it to New York City. And Trump derangement syndrome is so.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, listen, I'm a Muslim and I like Trump, bro. I voted for Trump, right? But when I hear people like Louis, right, and I respect Louis, I play his stuff on my channel all the time. You know what I'm saying? But he just doesn't know what he's talking about. He knows nothing about Islam. If I could literally inbox this dude right now, and I guarantee you, if I ask Louis, did he ever read the Quran? Did you ever read anything about Islam, Muslims, anything? No, you didn't. I guarantee it. And that's the thing that bothers me is that these people, I didn't really look into this guy that they killed over there in Iran. That was the leader over there. I didn't look into him. I don't know what things he really did. I'm not from Iran. My position is strictly on. We've seen this playbook before, right? And you see people in mass, Islam is the biggest threat. Islam. It's like, it's just a joke to me, bro. Because, like, bro, Bro, you just don't know what you're talking about, bro. You being right, bro. I know a bunch of good Muslims, bro, who are good people. There's good and evil in the world, just what it is, bro. And that goes for any religion, bro. So to just try to make it seem like Christians are like holier than thou when we know that they're not. Come on, stop, bro. Slavery. Who did that? Christians. Like, what are we talking about, bro? This is the stuff that make me mad. It's like instead of it, like Trump standing on the whole peace thing and no wars, right? You got him being pressured to do what he did. Now, like I said, you see the people in Iran, in which if you see, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Iran isn't it's a mixture over there. You know what I'm saying? So you got a mixture of people, Persian and Turkish. I think it's Kurds or it's a bunch of different people over there. It's not just Muslims over there. So of course they're going to celebrate because they don't want to be under Sharia law. That's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But for them to try to make it seem like Islam is this big threat is just crazy to me, bro. This is crazy because it's crazy because when you see where the bombs are dropping, it's not over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't bring up 9/11, bro, because there's nothing there's nothing that you can tell me to make me believe that Muslims got on these planes and did that in New York City. I just don't believe it, bro. I don't believe it. It don't make sense. We heard all the conspiracy theories and things like that. How the buildings fell, people on the ground sitting there saying that that wasn't a second plane that hit the building. It was an explosion that went off. So we know that that was a lie. You know what I mean? So when you look at all of this stuff that's going on, you just see that it's a strategic plan from the Jews over there in Israel to use America, the #1 military in the world, to do their bidding in the Middle East, where Israel was at. It's common sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting there saying that there isn't any extreme Muslims and there haven't been in the past, right? But if you go over, this is my thing as an American, because I'm an American. I love America. I love living here. But as an American, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if you go, and I'm not even gonna say it's 100%, but I would just say I'm sure that if you go over there in the Middle East and you speak to them on the ground, the people there in the Middle East, in many different places, not just in Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, they would tell you that America is the real terrorist. This is why they say, that's why they chant death to America and things like that. Because look what they're doing over there, bro. You know, I'm just saying, bro. Hey, you
So
gotta see
strong
what's
and
going
rampant
on, bro.
that Democrats are
It's deeper than what
mourning
you think.
an Iranian terrorist. Literally, they're having a vigil. They are having a vigil. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly and give you guys the breakdown. As again, the NYPD and Zohran Mamdani, he has to kind of go back on his word. I'm going to show you a divisive Zohran Mamdani on his stance here because
Zohran
he is
Mamdani
getting a
is a
lot of
clown,
hatred
bro.
by the left and by
This
Muslims.
dude does not represent Islam, dog. He does not represent Islam. This dude is
because
a
he is a
fake
Muslim,
Muslim.
the fact
He
that
is
he
not
said this
Muslim.
about Iran. Now, the reason why I'm going to show you this is because it's important to what just happened to Muslims in New York City. Take a listen.
You know, I've said before that the Iranian government has engaged in systematic repression of its own people, even killing thousands of Iranians who were seeking to express the most basic forms of dissent earlier this year. It is a brutal government.
So he says that Iran was a brutal government. Iran being a brutal government. Do you know how many people began to hate Zohran Mamdani for standing up and saying this? What he thinks? A lot of leftists, including Hassan Piker, all of them came out and said, yuck, I can't believe this guy is turning into Obama because he says the truth about the Iranian regime. Now, let's go back to New York City, ladies and gentlemen, and why this is important. So you saw that they had a vigil. You saw what happened. Now you have people screaming Allahu Akbar in the streets, but there's an anti-Muslim protest. So now, anti-Muslim protest in New York City is something I did not expect to see, right? Video shows a male suspect yelling Allahu Akbar as he lights and throws smoke bombs. Plus, Molotov cocktail into a crowd of the anti-Muslim protesters. Clashes erupt outside of Gracie Mansion. Suspect has
This
been
stuff is
detained. Take a look at
it's
this.
such a joke, bro. Just look at this, bro. Now look, bro. That shit just looks so corny to me, bro. You know, and but look though, at the end of the day, man, is there listen, bro, is it a national security threat that Joe Biden let in all of these illegal immigrants in the country? Yeah. So yeah, listen, bro. It's getting real out here, bro. But it's so much stuff, bro, that I don't even know, bro. It's so hard to believe in what's going on, bro. Like seriously, man. But all I know is this: is I've been around Muslims from the Middle East. I've been around Muslims here in America, and what people try to make Muslims out to be is just a complete lie, bro. It's a fabrication, bro. I'm just telling you. It's just what it is, bro. It's just a complete fabrication. If people actually read the Bible, right, you would never listen to a Jew about how to feel about Muslims, bro. I'm just being honest with you, bro. And you know what's even more crazier than all of that is that Jews hate Christians. They don't even like Christians, bro. That's the crazy part. So to see, right, this is what makes me mad about Trump, because to see Trump, and I don't even think Trump ain't even religious, bro. I don't even know what he is. I don't even think he believes in anything, really. I think he just believes in God. I don't think he has a specific religion that he follows. Maybe he does. I don't know. You know, we seen him with, who was that? Mark Levin, when he was like, Trump, what did he say to Trump? I think, wasn't that Mark Levin who said something about Trump is this is a, a real Jew or something? And Trump was like, yeah. But yo, bro, these motherfuckers be straight puppets, bro. It'd be crazy, bro. I just don't understand how this small ass country has this much influence in America, bro. It actually blows my mind, bro. It really does, bro. Now, I'm not Christian, but at the same time, a lot of my family is. But for me, it's like this. Like, what you believe in is your belief system, bro. You know what I'm saying? But to hear people who don't know shit, excuse my language, who don't know anything about Islam, bro, speak on it, it really bothers me so much.
Well, that is the NYPD enacting, not letting any of this slide. NYPD, again, I have a lot of friends right now in the NYPD. They grew up hating the NYPD. They felt that the system was unfair. So a lot of them became the NYPD. And a lot of them are literally risking it all because they're now, like, this is chaos in New York City, right? No matter how it is that you look at it, right? Because you got actual white liberal progressives from somewhere outside of the city coming down to the city screaming KKK, NYPD, KKK. But the NYPD is actually literally arresting people in the streets, taking matters into their own hands, no matter what Mamdani says, right? So we are having arrests. I think there were about 4 people arrested in New York City that were screaming Allahu Akbar. Literally, again, let's continue on here because I want to go to what's happening, right? So 2 Muslim terrorists, allegedly, this is what's going on here. Valentina Gomez says they were shouting out Allahu Akbar, then threw a homage bomb in New York City. Mamdani will probably honor these 2 criminals and release them in less than 24 hours. Again, I just showed you this footage. This is going viral everywhere.
So this is my thing, right? You got people like Louis, LV Nation, respect to him and his platform, who don't know nothing about Islam, speak on Islam, right? And then, right, I just wanted to see something. I put it in Google. We know who owns Google, right? I put was the weapons of mass destruction claim false? And it says, yes, the claim that Iraq possessed stockpiles of weapons of mass destruction in 2003 was false. Like, so my thing is this, right? The same guy who made the claim about about Iraq having weapons of mass destruction is now claiming that Iran has weapons of mass destruction. Meanwhile, they have weapons of mass destruction. So you gotta say to yourself, what's the true play? What's the long term? What's the long play? You know? And it's just like the fake news, bro. It's like the news. Obama repealed the Smith-Monk Act, which made it pretty much legal for these news organizations to lie to us on a regular basis. But yet we're expect to believe that what they're telling us is the truth about what's going on in the Middle East. Also, Africa is a Muslim country, majority Muslim country too. And we see what they did to Africa for years. You know what I'm saying? All of these countries just so happen to have a lot of minerals and things that, you know, we need, you know? So it's a lot to this stuff, bro. It's not just clean and cut, you know. But it's what I'm stuck on for me is look, no stockpile found, failed intelligent, fabricated, and unreliable sources, such as those as Colin Powell 2003 UN speech was based on unreliable sources or incorrect interpretations of surveillance data, false pretense. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, bro. Just saying. This is over 20 years ago. It happened. It happened. And they used our money, our military, the number one military in the world, to go do these things, man. So people got to just ask yourself, why are they doing it? And then you just look. Every time you see the Middle East and something happen in the Middle East, who is right there? BB. Good old BB. Good old BB, bro. We know one thing. We know who don't like Muslims, for sure. Because he is always right there pushing America to go to war with Muslims. Just a fact, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm wanting to tell you, bro, I'm not with. Listen, this is America. This is, it's a lot of things that it goes against Islam that, goes on in America, right? So this is America, though. This is America. This is, you can't come over here and try to change it. It just, what it is. That's not gonna end good for nobody. So I'm all for, if man, can't we all just get along? God damn. This stuff is getting out of
They got
control,
together,
bro. That's
then they
my
got
whole thing.
arrested. So the NYPD is arresting both of these individuals. What are they doing? Like, what's going on in New York City that we are having Middle
Can't we
East
all just get
behavior?
along?
Like, we are bringing it to the States. We are having people literally, right, holding a vigil.
Hold on.
Like,
It says Muslim terrorist throws homemade bomb in New York City. Just look at that propaganda. Oh my God. More Allahu Akbar is coming. Yo, these people are crazy, bro. Yo, the programming is real, bro. That's one thing I can say, bro, that they're good at doing.
we are bringing it to the States. We are having
The
people
programming is
literally,
real.
right, holding a vigil for Khomeini. And so then you have Iranians in New York City confronting these Muslims. So Iranians confront protesters at the vigil for Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khomeini. They were at Washington Square Park in New York City holding a vigil for this, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, listen, you can hate whoever you want, hate whatever you want. That is what free speech is. But like literally cucking for the Iran regime, like cucking for it, like that's crazy. In my opinion, that's just wild.
We are so happy. We are so happy. I'm a lady from Iran.
So context, this is a lady from Iran confronting the people holding a vigil for Khomeini.
Happy. I'm so happy. Why are you crying?
And mind you, though, she's not Muslim. So just think about this, right? Right? It's so funny how they like to put things on Muslim women. Like, you'll have a Christian from America tell you that uh, Muslim women in Muslim countries are oppressed because they are, garbed up. But if you ask them why they are garbed up, they'll tell you because they fear Allah, they fear God, they respect God, they listen to God, and they're told to cover themselves because their body is. They have these studies on this where they had a woman who put on a hijab and didn't, right? And you see men catcalling oh, like they do here, right? And a woman with a hijab on was what? Not looked at, respected. And the reasoning for it is because they're for their husband, right? Because you're supposed to, right? Even in Christianity, you're supposed to be married, right? You're supposed to have a union, and your body is for your husband. It's not for everybody. So protecting yourself by garbing yourself up, tell me how that's like oppression. Like, and if you grow up Muslim, right, and you don't want to be Muslim, move to America. Or move to all of these other Christian countries or things like that. Like, look, like this woman, she didn't want to be under Sharia law, so she came to America, you know? And that's pretty much what it's all about, is that they don't want to pray 5 times a day. They don't want to be garbed up. They want to show their bodies and all of that stuff. And this is why they don't want to be Muslim. You know what I'm saying? But even in the jails, bro, Islam is held to a higher standard than Christianity, bro. Like, facts. Let a Muslim miss prayer. Hey, yo, ain't you supposed to pray, bro? Ain't you supposed to be praying, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hilarious, man. This stuff is so funny to me. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's really serious, but it's really funny to me because people just don't know what they're talking about, man. I'm from Iran.
I'm the lady from Iran. I'm so happy. Why are you crying? Get your
Don't trust her. Trust the white college leftist college students. Okay? Trust them. They know
Trust
much better
them.
than
I'm
someone.
from Iran.
No,
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying you're right.
I know all the right wingers. Who's next?
Hitler.
I know all of them.
Yeah, these people are nutty, bro. You see this chick?
What, bro? What the fuck is this?
She said, I know all the right wingers.
Telling me we want you to leave.
So this right here, right? So this right here is the real goal. Is to just keep causing division, bro, within the United States. That's what it's all about, man. Because that's how you keep true control and power over its people, right? Is to keep them divided. Don't have them come together. Nah, we don't need y'all coming together and actually waking up. Nah, we need y'all fighting against each other over everything. And that's what they do here in America. They fight over everything. You see all of this stuff. Look at all these people. They don't even know what they're fighting over. They don't even know what they're fighting for. Just
This another right wing.
So again, she's saying right wing, but this is an Iranian. He's literally said, none of you are Iranian. You know how bad the regime has to be for you to like literally say, oh my God, my country is being bombed. I'm happy about it. You know how bad the regime in charge has to be for you to be happy about your country getting bombed?
But they think that guy's any better? They think that guy's going to come free Palestine? No. That guy won't even treat his own people morally right.
I didn't know who you were.
Guys, this is just so wild. This is wild. So again, we had the NYPD not holding back, arresting these individuals, right? Arresting them, calling them out. People are beginning to see what's going on. So NYPD, they're doing what they need to do, in my opinion, right? Before this really gets crazy out of hand. But then this brings me to an interview, right? Between Bryce Crawford and Sam Shimon. Sam Shimon is somebody that is anti-Islam. He's anti-everybody that's not Christian, right? If you do not believe Jesus Christ is not only the Son of God, but is God himself. If you do not believe in Jesus Christ the way Christians do, he's kind of anti all of it. But he gives a great breakdown as to what is going on with Islam in the United States of America. And the fact of the matter is, in Texas, it's happening, right? When you make these comparisons to Islam, because I grew up around, I got Muslim friends, right? But these Muslim friends, it's not the same. Like, it's a weird friction because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have met Muslims who are good, but when it comes to Islam, man, there is a huge difference in what the actual goal of Islam even is, especially in the United States of America. So I'll play this clip here as to what is going on and what you're seeing in New York City and Texas. Take a listen.
Christian Bryce Crawford says Islam in America is not the true Islam. But watch what Sam Shamoon says right after he says that.
Islam in America is not real Islam. It's not. Like when I'm looking at.
Well, let me clarify that. If you study the history of Muhammad, so when Muhammad claimed to be a prophet in 610 AD in Mecca, he was outnumbered by the disbelievers. During that stage, the message of Islam was one of more, let's preach and see who's right. But if you disagree, to your religion, to my religion. That's stage one. Now he becomes the head of state. Now stage two. Fight those who fight you and oppress you. Self-defense stage. Fast forward 2 years before he dies, he conquers the entire Arabian Peninsula. Now is stage three. Expand Islam militarily, politically. So when you say this is not real Islam, no, it is real Islam because of the stage in which Muslims are now. If you want to see this paradigm played out, look the different areas of the world, see if the Muslims are the majority or not. If they are, it'll be stage three. If they have a large number, stage two. So in America, what stage would they be implementing?
One-ish.
One-ish, right? Getting to two, right?
Yep.
What about certain pockets in England?
Oh, it's like 2 right now.
2.
Yeah.
What about Muslim majority country?
That's
stage 3.
Yep.
Each one of these stages reflect the stage in Muhammad's development.
Anyway, man, yo, shout out to LV Nation, man. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe, man. Sheesh, man. Are these people so ignorant, bro? You listening to a Christian, it's hilarious, man. We're not even gonna get into this last video of RJ Talks, man. We'll get into that tomorrow. But you listening to a Christian tell you about Islam. Just think about that. Like, what? And this dude is a clown. This dude does videos in his bathroom, like on a toilet. Like, what are you talking about, man? Listening to a Christian tell you about Islam. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, bro. a Christian at that who hates Islam, who disrespects Islam on a regular basis, tell you about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Islam in general. What? Shut up. These people are crazy, bro. Don't know nothing. Like literally don't know nothing, bro. Yo, this dude reads hadiths, he reads the Quran, all in search of anything that he could use to try to disprove Islam because he knows Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. And that's the true threat, is that the truth will overpower everything else. It's just what it is, bro. I've seen multiple debates, right? And like I said, bro, I'm what I am already, right? There's no changing my mind because already did my research, right? And I just tell people to do that. Like no, like yo, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Most people like in America, bro, they don't have it in them to be Muslim. They don't have the discipline. You know what I'm saying? I struggle with it as a Muslim, right? So I know for a fact that most people these women trying to show their asses, they trying to show, they trying to show their bodies. Look at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, bro, if you look at all of this stuff that's going on in America, bro, it's all demonic things that goes against Islam. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But to have a Christian tell you about Islam, and then Louis, like they don't even know how to put it because they always say, well, it's not all Muslims. You know what I'm saying? But the way you speak on Islam and you speak on it like it's the whole of Islam. No, when you're just talking about a few extreme Muslims who, who might have whatever goals they might have to destroy America, and I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of the war shit. But you can't, listen, bro, you can't, you can't, you know, uh, uh, you know, bomb these countries, do these horrific things to these countries and then expect them countries to be like, all right, we're good now. Did you do enough? No, bro. These countries are gonna try to do whatever they can, bro. But they know America is a powerful country, and I just say, oh my God, stuff. It's so much with this stuff, bro. It really is, man. But I just ask people to actually just don't be ignorant like a lot of these dudes be. Like, do some actual research. Actually research and learn. Don't just be out here just because you're a Christian. If you're a Christian, you are what you are, bro. It is what it is. But I'm going to tell you this. Just go watch some videos, some debates, some good ones. You know what I mean? Go, like I said, go to the One Message Foundation. He's one of the brothers I follow. It's plenty of them, but he puts things in perspective more easier than some, to where you understand it more clear. And his temperament is always on point and things like that. So it's like, I'm telling you, it's not what you think, though. And you know what's funny, too? Is that these Jews don't even respect Jesus. So you have Christians like Louis, right, who are on the side of these Jews in Israel, and they don't even respect Jesus, bruh. Like, that's what's crazy. But guess what? Muslims respect Jesus. We love Jesus. You'll never see a Muslim disrespect Jesus. Every time a Muslim speaks on Jesus, they say, peace be upon him. So, hey, man, the manipulation is real, the programming is real, man, but that's the show for today, man. If you like the show, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Also, share the video. Comment down below whether you agree or disagree, man. Let me know what you think, man. Like I said, when it comes to this Ayatollah, like I said, I don't know. The things that I did see is that he wasn't, the greatest guy, So I don't know whether it's justified for what they, killing him or whatnot. All I'm saying is that when we see a lot of the stuff that's going on, you see Bibi Netanyahu in the background and his call for America to keep dropping bombs on the Middle East. That's all I'm saying. So you got to ask yourself, is what they're putting out there? We know all of the propaganda and things that they put out there. So you got to ask yourself, is it real? Is it true? And do your own research, man. But anyway, man, that's the show for today. Like I said, hit that like button, share the video, comment down below. But more importantly, hit that subscribe button for me. I'm back, and I'm going to go live every day because that's what I like doing. But sorry I've been going for so long. But like I said, man, hit that subscribe button for me. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. This your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.